Did you know that the #1 recommendation from the ultra successful, and I mean second place is not even close, is to read? It's literally on every list that comes from the mega rich. But if you peel it back a little, it's not just reading, it's learning. Now there are plenty of people out there who they read all the time, but what they read is empty, worthless crap. Yeah, you might pick up a tidbit from like 1 out of 10 novels, but tidbits are not what we're talking about here. We're talking about information and ideas that make you a more valuable resource to your employer. Now, there's nothing wrong with reading for enjoyment, just like there's nothing wrong with enjoying a nice big cookie every once in a while. But if the only things you're reading are comic books, trashy romances, or sports blogs, and you never pick up anything that challenges your mind, your intellect will wind up in the same condition as your body when you're only eating fast food, ice cream, and chips. Your mind will be slow and bloated and will get less and less useful every day. Now, you only go through this life once, and where you land is about 99.9% based on the choices that you make every day. When you make a choice to read, whether it's a book, a magazine, an online article, or a blog post, you're making a decision about what you're going to feed your mind. So please, feed it stuff that causes you to think and adds to your knowledge. This builds mental strength and adds to your asset stack. Find content that's so challenging you have to make notes on it and review it to really absorb it. That is killing it. And it's setting you up for long-term success. Now, hey, I get it. Everyone breathes this sigh of relief when they get out of school. You get a different kind of free time then. But don't think that graduation is the day that the learning ends. Think of it as the day that you get to start picking what you want to learn. Now, I can't emphasize this strongly enough. Your life is a mix of roles, both personal and professional. You have a fulfilling life that you're going to lead. And to do it and to really optimize both that professional and personal side, you've got to be intentional. Some things you're going to want to learn will relate to your hobbies. Others are things that are going to relate to maximizing your asset stack and your value as an employee or a business owner. But what's really cool is these things often frequently overlap. I mean, I can't tell you how many meetings I've had with senior executives where the exec that I was meeting with, they wanted to talk about some hobby we both had in common. Now, the more you read, the more you learn, and the more points of interest you have in common with other people. Life is a lot more interesting and productive that way. So just be intentional. On the professional side, pick a topic that relates to what your dream career is and really dive into that. The more you read about it, the more you'll actually emerge as someone who is really a contributor in that field. Here's a great example. Years ago, I met a guy in the outsourcing world who saw it as some kind of emerging field. He read everything he could find on it, and people actually started to see him as an expert in that area, and they paid him to come and speak at conferences. I mean, get that. When I first met him, he didn't know anything. And within 18 months, people were paying him as a consultant. So as part of your life path, get aggressive about learning. Take classes, both in person and online. Get certification so you can feel a sense of accomplishment. Learn things that you can actually apply, not just things that reside as trivia in your head, but things that you can actually use. Now, life is awesome when you make it awesome. So learn stuff, stretch yourself, do new things. I mean, oh my gosh, you only